Hello there, everyone. My name is Deborah Lassiter. I am the founder of DCL Ministries, the author of Beyond the Face of the Movies, and the radio host of Dovetails. Be sure to tune in. This show is for you. It's to uplift you. It's to give you hope. It's to let you know that you can be victorious in your life no matter what you're going through, no matter what devastations are happening to you. I have to encourage you this weekend because a lot of times we go through things, it really is to impart someone else. Perhaps you've encountered someone on the road and you notice they're going through the exact same thing that you just came out of. Maybe it's for you to encourage them, to pass it on, the nuggets and the wisdom that you found in your own life. I would love to encourage you to do that, and that is what Dovetails is about. Passing it forward, random acts of kindness. You don't need to know the person to do it. You just need to have compassion. So I want to encourage you about that. But today I'd love to talk with you about gossip. I know some of you out there, you hear that word and you come alive. You love a good piece of gossip. I mean, it's exciting to hear something about someone that doesn't know that you know this information. But I have to tell you, gossip can be devastating. Maybe you're on the receiving end of gossip and you find that you're defending yourself to people that you don't even know. A lot of times we're in the workplace and maybe there's a new boss that's coming into town, and what do? We Google them. We intervene in their life. We cross a boundary because we want to know something more about them and they didn't tell us about it. Why can't we just wait to find out what the person has to say from their own lips? But the society we live in today, they want to hear everything about you. They want to know everything about you because when they encounter you, they want to put you into a box. They want to know your education, where you live, how many children you have, what kind of car you drive, so they know how to approach you and how to handle you. And I believe that's a lot of time where gossip comes from. But I tell you, there's some people that are spreading gossip that's just not true. Because you know what? A lot of times accusations mean so much these days. A lot of times people are just accusing each other of different things, and they're not true. I was reminded of gossip this weekend. I was reading the Gospels, and Christ has all the disciples sitting around him. And Christ knows that he is about to be crucified. He knows he's heading back to Jerusalem to be up on the cross. And he looks at the disciples and he says, "Who do people say that I am?" And the disciples come in and they have so many things to say. Some say you're a prophet. Some say you're Elijah. Some say this, some say that. And when I thought about the scene, I just thought, wow, they know everything that everybody has to say. But then Christ asks them another question. Who do you say that I am? And it was silent. I find it very interesting. There's so many people that hang around each other. They know one another. They talk every day. They have lunch. They are hanging out with their children. And yet when they ask them a direct question, who do you say that I am? They're speechless. This is sort of what happened when Christ asked them. Christ is saying, you've been around me for 3 years. You've watched me teach. You've watched me preach. You've watched me heal people. You know intimate details about my life. And I ask you, who do you say that I am? And you know more gossip than you know about me. So I thought that was very interesting, and I felt bad for God. I find in my own life that I defend God's character just from that very thing. When I grew up, you hear all these different things about who God is, the God of wrath, the God of love. You hear all the gossip. And I remember one time I felt convicted because I thought to myself, well, who do I think he is? I know that people have encountered the God of wrath. I know that people have encountered the God that supplies. I know that people have encountered the God of love. But those are just different aspects of him, different characteristics of him, different attributes of him. But had I had a personal relationship with God to even give a contribution to this conversation that the world was having, I really at that moment went to seek, who is God? And when I found out God is all those things, he's love, he's tenderness, he's kindness. God is holy, so it's very hard for him to look upon evil. So we really want to be mindful of the gossip that we're hearing. We really want to be mindful about having God defend who he is to the things that we've heard up into the age that we're at right now. We want to be mindful when we're in the workplaces, when we're in our families, when we're asking our children to defend things that they haven't done because of what we heard or maybe what we saw on social media. I really want us to be mindful of this. I really don't want you to fall into this gap of gossip or wanting to find out more about people that's frankly none of your business. We really want to think about that. I remember one time a person came to me and says, "I heard this about you, Deborah." And I said, "Oh, really? I guess I'm supposed to believe everything I heard about you." And they stopped and they looked and said, "What's being said about me?" And I couldn't help but laugh. Nothing was being said about them. But it was just very interesting. They were so quick to believe what they heard. And they approached me in the manner and accused me in this harsh manner. And they never even knew it was true. So I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you for the rest of your life, really. Not just this weekend, not just today, not just this very moment. But I want you to search your heart. Are you a person that's on the receiving end of gossip, or are you one spreading it? Stop. Listen. Think. A couple weeks ago, I talked with you about your intentions. Did you unintentionally try to hurt someone, or was it intentional? Sometimes gossip, no matter how juicy it might be, it's hurtful. And we really need to think about its life cycle. That once it leaves your mouth and it goes into the air, once it leaves your mouth and you're in a group or a room full of people, what are you spreading? What seeds are you planting? How many times have you said something that you just simply cannot take it back? I want you to be thoughtful of that. Oh, and I pray for any of you out there that have been on the receiving end of horrible gossip that perhaps has ruined your career, perhaps has put a distance between you and your family. Perhaps right now you are fighting a rumor with you and your children. Perhaps you are a person that, maybe you had a past of crime and you're still having to be persecuted and live that out after you had done jail time. Many times people are so cruel and so hurtful, but I want to encourage you this weekend to stop and do a self-inventory. And I want to encourage you about that. Oh, I'm thankful to the Lord that the Lord has always told me, I don't want you to defend yourself. Let me defend you. I can do it better. So that's a little encouragement for those of you out there that are living this right now. But I'm praying for you. I care about you, and I'm not spreading any gossip. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.